niggas. I'm tired of being humble, and I'm tired of being low-key. Now I'm about to pull my motherfucking whips out. I'm about to show y'all what my crib looks like, and I'm about to roll with my niggas and smack niggas up that's talking shit.
I admit it, I admit it. I admit it, I did it. I admit it, I did. I admit it, I did it. I admit I'm a freak. Used to go to strip clubs every week. But who these niggas trying to say I am? Man, I'm not, and I put that on chief. I admit I fuck with all the ladies. That's both older and young ladies. But tell me how they call it pedophile because of that shit, that's crazy. You may have your opinions, entitled to your opinions. But really, am I supposed to go to jail or lose my career because your opinion? Yeah, go ahead and stone me. Point your finger at me.
Yeah, man, y'all know what it is. It's Truth Be Told, allegedly, man. This is my backup page. Having a little audio issues, but y'all know what that is. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. It's all good. If you can't, but that ain't all good either, man. But we gonna get straight into this interview, man. Is R. Kelly, does he need prison or therapy or both? For everybody out there, do you think he possibly needs both? Like, yeah, I mean, we got to talk about this, man. This R. Kelly situation is outrageous. I'm talking about flat out outrageous. Like, we got to talk about this. Hold on, let me get my audio right, y'all.
Surrounding particularly you guys' situation.
Can y'all hear me? Hopefully you can. All right, let's see. All right, let me make sure y'all can hear me correctly. Give me a second. Yeah, y'all can hear me. All right, y'all. So we about to get into these interviews, man, because there's some crazy stuff going on with this R. Kelly trial. And it's a lot that happened like years back that we gotta unpack. Uh, so we gonna do that. Shouts out to everybody. This is my backup page. We just out here practicing right now. Uh, you know, they struck me down again on the other page for doing a crate challenge video for educational purposes to teach people not to do the crate challenge, which I don't understand. It's crazy how some of the stuff they allow to come up on YouTube, but then they'll shut you down on some straight BS. But it's all good. I think I done figured it out. But we gonna go to this interview of R. Kelly's manager. R. Kelly's manager. Um, Basically, I don't know what's up with this guy, man. I know he wasn't no good, and if you put two no good people together, they just gonna try to figure out how to be no good together. Um, so we're gonna get straight into the interview. You looking at him right there. Let's get straight into this interview. Let's play it. Let's go. That sound crazy right there. That sound crazy. Let me make sure y'all can hear this audio. Let me stop this and then, because I want to make sure y'all can hear it clear. Hold on. Now, she asked him, have you ever stolen from R. Kelly in the past before? He said, no, no, I have not stolen from R. Kelly in the past. No, I have not. But then he goes into telling the one time he did. So, this guy's already fugazi. Let me get this audio all the way together so y'all can hear everything. And I'm gonna rewind it back. Let's see. Good morning to everybody. By the way, good morning, man. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right, here we go. Let's see. And now, for people that don't know, this is the manager that was with R. Kelly during the early stages. He actually took R. Kelly down with Aaliyah to go get the fake IDs in order to produce the marriage license, in order for them to get the marriage license. So we gotta pay attention to this guy because he knows a lot about R. Kelly. Um, he even wrote a book about it. So yeah, let's listen to this guy real quick. Let's see what he got going on because this is an interesting situation. Interesting, very interesting. Let's see. Here we go. We're gonna go right back to where he first started off. All right, let me get this audio right. This audio still ain't right, y'all. Hold on, let me get this audio right, y'all. We are in an interview right, audio right, so y'all can hear this guy. Good morning, by the way. Good morning. Good morning. I want to make sure this audio is correct. All right, here we go.
Well, Bob and them gave me.
Let me go back so y'all can hear this. This is R. Kelly's ex-manager. Uh, he's getting interviewed by a young lady. Shouts out to her. She asked him, "Have you ever stolen from R. Kelly?" He says, "No, I never stole from R. Kelly." But then he proceeds to talk about the time and the only time he did steal. So let's go back and let's listen closely. All right, y'all, hold on. This Wi-Fi is acting a fool. All right, we back. Yeah, I should be able to hear this audio of this interview. All right, we back. Let's get back into the interview. And we're gonna go back to the part where he say he didn't steal, but then he steals. I think we got the audio up now. Should be good.
hoped that we believed in him, you see, and we were deceived. And that was just the bottom line. I looked for things to happen after we did this, after the marriage thing. There was no, right after he did it, we left. There was no after hugs and none of that. We left. And Leah went home.
So they get the marriage certificate, they get married. You leave, Aaliyah goes home, and what is your relationship going forward with Rkelly?
It was over after that. Well, it was over after that pretty much because I just didn't like myself. And we didn't get along with anything we talked about. He wasn't listening. This is my shit. It was no longer, he was in control. Now he had grew up, you know, in respect to, he had stepped out of himself. And I had went my course. And that's what Barry told me. Barry had said, and you just went your course with this one.
Okay,
you know?
And your situation running its course, there was mentioned in my interview that I did with
Here we go, y'all.
That money was taken from him?
Nah.
From you, or that you took money from him?
Robert gave me, they gave me no, I didn't steal, I didn't take no money. I took money from Robert in the beginning.
Hold on, man. This
when
guy
we were down
said,
in New York. That's the only time I took any money. It was just $200. And I took that because my family was
he
hungry.
didn't take
And I
money,
was in New
man.
York.
Tell him about how he took money. Wow.
They gave him per diems and everything. He didn't give me nothing. And that's when we first started getting to it. I'm like, I was the kind of person, man. My girl tell me she hungry, my baby hungry, and I got to get some money. And I'm in New York, man. You can't give to me. Somebody's finna get a headache because I was ready to go outside and take some money from somebody. But instead, I took it out of his wallet because he had a whole bunch anyway. And then I felt like he was wrong to me, and then I told him. You see, so that was in the 90s. Now we're talking about I left in 95. No, I didn't steal. Now that's Robert tells you everybody do something to him. You know, everybody has signed papers and say you did something, but I didn't steal nothing from nobody. I'm not a thief. I'll take some shit from you, but I ain't a thief. You know, I'm a thief, but I ain't taking it from you because you ain't got nothing. You can't give me what I need. Okay. So yeah, public announcement. If Robert told him that, you know, that's what that's just something he's saying. That's Robert know I ain't steal nothing from him.
Okay, so you own. Okay, so I'm gonna just back up and reset. Okay, because I was like, okay, trying to take it all in. Okay, so your statement to that is that it only happened one time, and that was way before your departure with him, and that had nothing to do with you leaving him. That was just a one-time situation where you needed to feed your family, and you let him know, I took the money, I had to feed my family, and
no,
now...
I let him know later. I didn't let him know right that day. I let him know later. But, you know, he told me, I mean, how you think it's you? You know, I ain't say nothing then, but it didn't come up in 95 to say that's why he fired me. No, way before that. Now, after I left him, I still had the credit card, the American Express.
Wow.
Okay.
And here it is. After that, I left him.
This dude is a crook.
And Daryl, his accountant, knew I had his
listening to a
card.
crook right now.
He said, man, you just hold on to that. Shit, I used it.
Listening to a crook.
So,
Daryl knew that, so that wasn't stealing it. He knew it. So they didn't turn it off. I said, I got the card. He said, well, you just hold on to that, man. You might need a little something. Don't worry about it. Because I was.
Okay. Who's Daryl? Sorry,
Daryl McDade was his accountant.
Okay, so his accountant knew that you had his credit card, and when you decided to depart from working with him, he gave you the green light to be able to continue to use his credit card. He didn't
say use it, he said hold on to it. He didn't say use it, he said hold on to it. But, you know, here I am broke. I went to the gas station one day. It's winter time in Chicago, Christmas time, and I went to the gas station broke. I'm talking about I had my kids and they didn't have nothing. We didn't have nothing.
Wait. So stay to the left because how I'm doing the split screen, half of the screen is not on there because I have to fit myself and you in there. So
this dude said he kept somebody's card that he didn't work for anymore.
So what happened after that? I went to the gas station one day and I tried the car and it worked.
Okay.
And it was Christmas then. That's just the bottom line. But that was gone from me, way gone. It was over. I wasn't never coming back. But again, he hired me again a year after that.
So you use the card? Was that kind of yourself saying, "Hey, this is my payment, my severance package of leaving"? Like, how?
I didn't care. I didn't think nothing about it. It worked. I use it. Fuck them. That was my thought. So if you got something with that, that's your business. And I ain't steal shit. And that's just the bottom line to it.
But if you didn't know about it, that kind of like.
Well, take it as stealing if you want to. I don't care. If so what? What? I ain't finna sit here and argue about if I took something from that man. Why is it a concern to anybody? Robert hired me back a year after that.
Shady.
You see,
Definitely
so it wasn't that big of a deal to him. So I'm not gonna sit here and be arguing about if it's a big deal to you. See, because I tell you I didn't steal it.
I understand what you're saying, but a lot of people want to know what are the different motives, and that is when we were having a conversation about the different people who appeared in Surviving R. Kelly. A lot of it was they got motives because they have a vendetta against him. The reason they're speaking out is because they're no longer able to be a part. And if there is bad blood, that makes a difference as to the motive in speaking out about R. Kelly. So, I mean, it does make a difference if you took from him and there's bad blood.
But that's not the issue with me and Robert. Not at all. That's not an issue with me and Robert. Again, like I said, he hired me back another year after that. Because Daryl called me and they sent me overseas. And I didn't stay there either. So I left in 90, right after the Leah situation, I left. Then during that period, other things were happening. Tapes came up missing, and all kind of stuff was happening. And I always been close to Robert. I always,
when you say tapes, music tapes?
No, this was when the first tape started coming out about him and some girls, and he called me back at that time.
Wow.
Because I was influential.
So he even said it was tapes. It wasn't just one tape that they showed in court. He's saying
and
it
people
was
like
tapes.
me. People talk to me. People
pay attention
had
now. Pay
respect for me.
attention.
They would communicate with me, and if something was happening, and I could ask somebody something, and it'd be out there on the streets, and I could find out.
So he put you up to investigate who got the tapes?
Well, he didn't put me up to it. He called me to his office, and it's like I said.
He definitely put you up to investigation.
Conflicted with this right now because the things
now
you're
playing the victim. I'm conflicted.
Things of the past in respect to they really have no big value.
But you up here talking about it. She's just asking you about it.
People have been hurt in this situation. Robert Kelly has not been an honorable person in this situation.
Anybody who I interview, I don't want you to feel badgered by my questions. I don't want you to feel like I'm attacking you, because that's not my goal to attack you. What I like to do is understand the clear picture of what's going on. I like to know what roles people played. I want to know, I want to know the full story. I don't want to know the part that just only makes him look bad. I don't want to make you look bad. I don't want to pin certain things on people. I just want to get a clear understanding.
You got a problem, nigga?
Relationships were like, how people departed ways, what was going on. So I just want to clarify that, because I don't want you to feel attacked. I feel like you started to kind of feel like
a little bit. I kind of feel like interrogation.
You started to feel like I'm attacking you, and I'm just trying to figure out
understand
what's going on, because I don't want you to feel like that. I don't want anybody who I interview to feel like that. I'm just trying, like I said, to understand the relationship roles, and I feel like if there is bad blood, or if there are truths to certain things, then it would, not to say like, I'm just trying to hop on this R. Kelly train now, because like you said, you wrote your book 8 years ago, but certain things to me do matter when telling the full story.
Absolutely. But yeah, again, I wrote that book 8 years ago, The Man Behind the Man. And I didn't go out and hire a publicist to get me publicity then, and I'm not doing it now. You see, I am on the internet just like a lot of people, and I see you people talking on it, and I look at people, and I look at the comments, and I look at all the bad things that are said about me, and I try to answer them. And so now it's time to really help people get some understanding. To just, for one, I really want to close the gap with Aaliyah. I really want to close that, because her mom has suffered enough for this. It's a lot. She lost her daughter and her husband. And now whatever she's got to deal with this, that's her and God now. Let her do that. Let her go with peace.
Dang, why would he say that?
That's a lot. She went through a lot. And
why would he say? Pay
she
attention, y'all.
And I'm hearing all kinds of...
Pay attention to the fact that he said whatever the mom has got to do with it, she got to deal with that with her, and it's between her and God. So it's something he's not telling that she did.
Things about Miss Diane, and she's a wonderful lady. You know, Aaliyah's family is wonderful. So I'm sorry for my partner. I wish I had called Barry. That maybe would have made a difference. You see, but in that respect, I don't like to talk about Aaliyah because she had no part. You know,
right. In that part, we can agree that she was a victim. I'm not placing blame on her. When I talk about any of my Rkelly videos, I don't feel like she was this person that people paint her out to be. I feel like she was a 15-year-old girl.
Aaliyah was an angel for her time here.
Yeah, and that's why I try to get a clear understanding as to, you know, the mom doesn't talk much. She wrote out a statement, so all people
can't talk. This is hurtful. I mean, it pains me. I'm telling you, man. I sit up pretty much looking at this stuff here, and when Aaliyah comes up, it hurts. It don't stop hurting. So can you imagine her? Okay, so let's leave her alone, man.
It wasn't hurting when you was participating.
Let's leave her alone with Aaliyah. Aaliyah was here, and we were blessed with her, and to enjoy her and her smiles live inside of our hearts.
So we can move on from Aaliyah. Okay?
Yeah.
So let's talk about Surviving Rkelly, the docuseries. How did they contact you to be a part of that documentary?
They called me, Clarissa. I'll tell you her name now. And she called me, reached out to me on, I think it was Facebook or Messenger, and said that she was with Lifetime, and they got my book, and they said they wanted to sit and talk to me about it because it was very informative on what they were doing regarding Rkelly, and showing the people how he all started, and that was me.
Okay.
See? And so I went and talked to him. I sat and talked to him about my book, and they started asking questions about it, and that was that. But they only put on what they placed my words where they wanted to place them at, and the conversations in which they had the question, they placed my words there. Okay, when Rob wanted to go to the mall, we take him to the mall. We work for him. Make it look like I'm right here with him doing this. But yes, he was a young artist when he was with me. And the malls were just beginning to open. So malls were new. That was the hangout place for people. And they wanted to go to mall in every city because I had to schedule my artists. I had to know where he was. And I had to put him, where is he going after this? So everywhere we went, I scheduled the mall. Where's the mall at? Okay, take him there. That gives me some free time with myself because I'm riding the bus with a whole bunch of kids. Seems like they're not. None of them were young, but they just had that mentality, you know. And so he would go after that. He would go to play basketball. After basketball, he would go to McDonald's. After McDonald's, he would come to a sound check. If you don't make the sound check, then he's at the hotel. Security's telling me where that was every city. So when they began to start passing out notes and stuff like that, then I started taking a different approach at them because I had to put up a defense to try to protect my artists, and that was my heart's thing with Robert. When Robert began to step out of himself and this is my shit, then he wanted me to humble and do what he wanted me to do, and I just couldn't be like that. I had a job to do, and my job description was to protect you. You wasn't protecting yourself, so now you want me to work and do what you want me to do. You want me to start fights with other people. We was out there with LL. We was out there with Jero. We was out there with lots of people. And it was always confusion. And I just got tired of that. So now we're talking about the Surviving Rkelly. So when I saw the program, it stirred up some different things inside of me. Again, feeling the shame in which I participated in where I was at.
What do you think now that we see all the women that come out, we see the situation from his past, what do you think is his proper correction? Do you think that he needs, like,
all right, y'all pay attention to this part.
Help as far as
what the manager said to me.
Getting some type of
he knew
psychological help or do you think that he deserves jail time for what
attention.
he's doing? What do you think the correction for this is?
Again, I think that an understanding of what we're walking is truly needed in so many ways in respect to this. To me, Robert is a light that's going to shine and bring out some truth and a whole lot of things. To be in jail, I think that the opportunity to lock him up, they should have did it when they had that, but they didn't because they was found not guilty. And the one with the girl with the cases, Aaliyah was that's over. He admitted that he married her. That should be enough because of the pain, and she's not here right now. So let's close it. Now, because he admitted to that, he said that his lawyer came and sat down and said he didn't do it. But the lawyer said Robert didn't know how old she was. So,
no, what I'm asking is, what do you think is his correction? I'm not saying about what I'm talking about. All the things that he's done as a whole.
Let's go back.
But you don't think getting some type of psychological help, or do you think that he deserves jail time for what he's doing? What do you think the correction for this is?
Again, I think that an understanding of what we're walking is truly needed in so many ways in respect to this. To me, Robert is a light that's going to shine and bring out some truth and a whole lot of things. To be in jail, I think that the opportunity to lock him up, they should have did it when they had that, but they didn't because they was found not guilty. And the one with the girl with the cases.
He didn't say he didn't do it. At one point, at no time did he say he didn't do it.
That should be enough because of the pain that she's not here right now. So let's close it. Now, because he admitted to that. He said that his lawyer came and sat down and said he didn't do it, but the lawyer said Robert didn't know how old she was. So,
no, what I'm asking is, what do you think is his correction? I'm not saying about what I'm talking about. All the things that he's done as a whole. What do you think is the proper correction? Do you think he needs jail time, or do you think he needs mental health help, psychological
help? He needs psychological. He needs to be cleansed.
He needs to be cleansed.
It's not.
Well, I don't know what that means.
To me, Robert. I mean, we can lock him up in the jail cell. But then, then you're going to do something deeper because now he has a gift.
Hold on, man. He was just about to say,
because
now you're.
Short, but if you want me to,
he's changing his words up because he realized he's about to say a damaging statement. Because he was about to say, now you're. What was he about to say? Now you're what? Making it worse? Is that what it is? Let's go.
To be cleansed. It's not, to me, Robert, I mean, we can lock him up in the jail cell, but then, then you're going to do something deeper because now he has a gift. We're all aware of that.
Okay.
He needs psychological help. If you want me to cut it short, but if you want me to tell you how and why he deserves that.
I mean, I understand why he would need psychological help. We all see like what doing. So I think we get an understanding. So it's
you should have let him say what it is he need help for. Like I would have asked him, what does he need help for?
And then some people think that
what does he need help for?
We gave him a second chance. See, when they found him not guilty, they gave him a second chance. See, that's the whole problem. We gave him second chances. You see, when he violated me and dishonored me and my family, I should have whooped his ass.
How did he violate you?
Well, he was
looking at Rkelly's manager here, ex-manager.
He went with my sister. He went with people that were sponsoring him. His little head overruled his big head. But he was young for me for that, so I overlooked that. But
so he started dating your sister?
Wonder how old the sister was.
Having a sexual relationship with her?
Yes. I wrote it in the book. See, I don't got to, once you go in there, then you'll say, whoa. You see, that's something you have to go, Now, after that, he did some other things. To pretty much everybody that came into his life, he has done something. And he got a pass. See, you learn in life by two ways. You learn by discipline and you learn by consequences. Right? Robert didn't get any discipline. so he didn't have to face his consequences. So that grew in him. See, like a weed. A weed grows, and if you don't cut it, it gets stronger and stronger. So this seed of lust and abuse and illiteracy and sneakiness and hiding your pain has grown in him so thick.
Right.
Till I believe I can fly. You know what I'm saying?
Ready for
He
that?
writes that shit. He writes that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, when I first met Robert, we used to ride around. I come get this kid because he, man, he put him in the car. I'm pulling up on these two ladies, young teenage girls, and then, girl, I was wondering if you would like.
Hold on,
to
you just admitted that you.
to a place
Hold on.
where our love
Let's go to
flows. That's where we flow right there.
He just admitted that he used to put R. Kelly in the car to pull up on teenage women.
It gets stronger and stronger.
All right.
So
That's
this
crazy.
seed of lust and abuse and illiteracy and sneakiness and hiding your pain has grown in him so thick.
Right.
Till I believe I can fly. You know what I'm saying?
Ready for
He
that?
writes that shit. He writes that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, when I first met Robert, we used to ride around. I come get this kid because he, man, he put him in the car. I'm pulling up on these two ladies, young teenage girls, and then, girl, I was wondering if you would like to come with me to a place where our love would flow. That's where it would flow right there.
Okay.
The girls was, ooh, hey, let's go get a McDonald's. Let's go in there and sit down and Burger King.
Oh man, come on, listen to that.
On a date. So, and that built his confidence, and I believe that when he got with my sister, she was an older woman, and
So she wasn't. So he
Okay,
wasn't
she was
totally
old.
into underage girls. Because how old was your sister at the time?
about 27, 26, 27, and then he was.
You know how old he was.
So
Hold on,
no,
what?
he was younger. He was younger. So
Wait, what? Hold
and
on.
so that's how Robert wrote, and he
Hold on. So was R. Kelly
patterned
a
himself
kid?
after things that he see. If you listen to him talk on his videos,
And so your
and
sister
everything he talks about,
Hold
he's
on.
not
So your
playing, making a
sister
joke.
is
If he gets serious
a
it's only for
pedophile,
a second,
too.
and he quotes
Wow.
somebody, and then
so
he's
your
lost that.
sister is a pedophile because you said
I
minor.
left him at 94.
Let's go back to that.
He's stuck there.
You said minor.
But
So
he's
she was
just,
you whispered minor. Let's go back to it.
and I believe that when he got with my sister, she was an older woman, and
So she wasn't. So he wasn't totally into underage girls. Because how old was your sister at the time?
about 27, 26, 27, and then he was.
Wow, y'all. This is crazy right here. So, okay. So this dude has participated in all different type of activities with R. Kelly. He knows R. Kelly to dating his sister, into which R. Kelly was a minor when he dated his older sister, the manager's older sister. He just whispered it. So he's been doing this weird behavior and stuff with R. Kelly the whole time. This is crazy.
The older woman, and
So she wasn't. So he wasn't totally into underage girls. Because how old was your sister at the time?
about 27, 26, 27, and then he was.
Wow.
So no, he was younger. He was younger. So and so that's how Robert wrote, and he patterned himself after things that he see. If you listen to him talk on his videos and everything he talks about, he's not playing, making a joke. If he gets serious, it's only for a second, and he quotes somebody, and then he's lost after that. I left him at 94. He's stuck there. You see, but his imagination
That he
is
didn't grow mentally after that.
yes, his imagination is buck wild when it comes to people, because that's how he communicates. He'll stand on the stage and see y'all screaming and hollering, and he now he knows how to get to you out there. See, I see your hands raised. Come on, clap, clap, clap. Now you put the whole song together. That's his genius. Now, that's a gift. That's a gift that overlaps his intellect, overlaps it communicates his pain, and it tells a story that identifies in our lives.
Right.
So to cut him down, and we're cutting off the gift.
So you think he should be able to still continue to make music, is what you're saying? And use his gift?
I mean, it means he's always going to make music, whether it's public or not, if he survives this.
Mm-hmm.
He's in a slippery slope right now. And I think that Robert he has to be willing. He has to be willing to look and say, man, everybody ain't wrong. You know, what they say, pride comes before the fall.
I've never heard that one, but
it's something like that. But he's prideful, and right now he's hurting, and I know he's hurting because the people have condemned him. To me, it's a double jeopardy, and not in defense to his character, to the things that people believe that he has done. People want to. I mean, I'm remorseful. And I feel like he's not showing any of that, and that bothers people.
yeah,
That bothers people, and I think that he don't know how to come and tell you. He has to write it, and he don't know to write it because he don't know if he did it. You see what I'm saying? So that's but at the same time, these girls are hurting. These girls in the panel, people have hurt. Families are destroyed. Look at this family. You see? So it's time for a healing, to be honest with you. It's time for a healing.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to step away from Rkelly per se, and I want to talk to you specifically about the process in which you underwent the documentary. So when I talked to you, you said that you were contacted via Facebook by one of the members of Lifetime to come on and do the documentary. Okay. And then you also stated that there were parts of your words put in other places that was not in context.
Yeah, I mean, you got that. You had the part. I mean, it made it look like I was right there with him. It made it look like I was supporting his ways in which happened after. Those girls, I know the young girl that was in the videotape with him. That I know her, but I didn't know her enough to say that he was messing with her. I know that she was babysitting for him when Andrea.
So is it safe to say that they patched together the narrative that they wanted to sell?
Yeah, I would say that, yes. I look at everybody and then I'm like, I mean, it wasn't nobody. They didn't tell me who, but they told me they had a lot of people that were from his background back in the days, from the Cotton Club and stuff like that. And I'm like, who could that be? Because I pretty much knew everybody. And then when I seen the show, they didn't let me know it was coming out. They didn't invite me to the premiere, none of that kind of stuff. And when it came out, I didn't watch it until I looked at all the comments of people. And after I seen that, I said, let me watch this thing. And I watched it, and I'm like, wow.
Have you seen the interview or the audio that was released by Daytime Tea Time in which Timothy Savage was on recording and he was talking about how some of the producers knew that some of the people were lying on there? Did you watch that?
No, I never watched anything on Mr. Savage because I never watched anything on Mr. Savage. He called me a few times, but I don't answer the calls because I don't see where we got anything in common other than the fact if your daughter's held hostage, then you should go get her. And you don't need cameras to do that. If you get a camera, it's because you committed a crime. You see against them with respect to that. But, when I see his daughter saying that she's not a hostage, I believe that because I know Robert Kelly.
So you don't think that he's holding any of the women hostage?
Not a hostage, no. Robert Kelly has, again, his mind level is there at the same level. He can talk them out of things. It's just like if you got a man, your level of respect for him is how you hold for him. His display of love to you is what bonds you to. So
your mic is rubbing against your shirt.
Okay. His again, your level of respect for him equates his display of love to you.
Yeah, now, basically, a woman in her early 20s, and him, his mental capacity is there of a 20-year-old. So you're saying basically they're able to communicate and get along because their mind mentally is in the same place.
Well, he's comforting to them. They're comforting to him, and he's the provider for them. They like the world they live in. They like walking out in the limelight. When he first got with the dancers, they wanted this limelight. I know Andrea. Andrea is an awesome dancer, and she loved it every night when the lights came on her. And when after the lights and after the show, everybody was hey. And Robert's way of telling them to stay in straight lines or don't look at people, he felt was he told me, Mr. McGlynn used to always tell him, don't go out in front of the audience stuff. After your show, and after the show, you leave straight out. You sit back there and wait. And that's what he used to do. And he had them do the same thing, make them want you. But that was a wrong concept to me. But those girls knew what they were doing. And as far as being, I don't think Robert is a hostage. He don't do that.
You don't think that, okay, so you believe that they're able to leave on their own free will and that, it's a consensual relationship.
Yeah, if they leave, they know that what they're walking away from. They want that. Because me, when I left, I didn't have nothing. After 6-7 years with her, I didn't have nothing. It was my fault. You see, I bruised my damn self by staying in it. He didn't beat me up. He didn't say, Johnny, sleep on the couch out there. You got to be here in the morning. If I left and I wasn't there and he didn't miss me, he didn't call me. But if I made myself to where I would be, I tried to create a job to where I'm valuable to where he needed me, then he called me. But if you're just there hanging, he liked the company. Right. So that's how that goes. Not to say that they weren't abused, because to me, you have to draw a line in abuse. You just do, because it stands alone. And to me, it's the only thing that does.
So you said that you believe that their relationship is consensual. When it comes to the docuseries, because there was a lot of speculation on whether the people who participated in the docuseries were paid or not paid. Did you guys receive compensation to be in the docuseries?
Well, they told me they couldn't pay you just a straight out fee. They paid for pictures. I don't know what they paid them. See, I got paid for pictures. I gave them 3-4 pictures, and they gave me some money for the pictures. I'm sure that everybody else got paid something if it wasn't for pictures, or if it was for just pictures. It wasn't a lot of money involved when you're doing a documentary series, I don't think. But I don't know that feel. I did it because they spoke with my book, and that's why I did it.
You pretty much did it for promo for your book.
Pretty much, because it's been sitting for 8 years, and if it was about his beginning, I don't want to be forgotten. I was a part of that beginning. I got some pain in that beginning, so hey, why not? I helped develop him. I helped develop the monster.
Right.
So there you go.
So they didn't offer per se, I'm going to pay you to be in the docuseries, but I'll pay you if you have supporting stuff that we can include. So you're saying that it wasn't a lot of money that they gave, and that wasn't the...
No, I didn't get no lot. I didn't get no money. Go get no house, no car, no. It wasn't no money like that.
I mean, I wouldn't assume that you'd be able to go get no money like that, but it's something.
It wasn't nothing close to that. There wasn't nothing at all. I mean, like I look at again, I could go back to some of the people in it. Jim Pratt. Yeah, man, Robert used to watch videos, and that boy never watched no video with Robert. I mean, I know, because I was there. I would hire him as a security just to go hang out for a weekend. And he wasn't even close to Robert at that. You see, so he knew Robert. He knows him. We used to go out and play ball together, stuff like that. But that was somebody that they knew to get to his wife.
So people were clearly lying on the docuseries and not telling the truth.
I mean, to say that they're lying is to say that you've been with them 24 hours a day, or that you really know what they saw. I don't.
So
But to identify Jim, I know Jim to say that I don't believe. I can say that I don't believe.
Okay,
so I guess that's the better way to say it. I don't believe that he saw tapes of Robert. I ain't never saw a tape of Robert except what his brother's Kerry showed me. You know, and to be with Robert and hang out with him. He didn't show no videotapes of himself with the girls. Those was for his private use.
Wow,
so
he admitted that they was for his private use.
But they weren't. You don't believe it.
I don't believe that he saw tapes with Robert. I don't believe that. No. Okay. That's just my belief. He could have. I'm not saying I can't say he did. But from my belief and knowing Robert, he don't do that. And Jim wasn't that close with Robert, where he could even call him. So why would he sit and watch a tape with somebody he don't, probably don't even know his number? Robert back then didn't know his number. He knew his friend's number, Larry's number, but he wasn't close with Robert like that. That's just Jim. His wife, she knew who he was. To sit up there and say she didn't. And I'm not trying to defend him because I'm disappointed in him. But to have somebody sit, I have a history with him. Okay. See, and love and the truth don't change. You see, I have that history with him. And no.
So when it comes to Drea, she knew what exactly.
She know the kind of man Robert was. Robert was a player. Even when she met him, Robert had. When I was with Robert, he had women around. I mean, look at 12 play. We put together 12 women, and we wasn't looking at little girls. Never. That didn't happen until I don't know. Wow. I don't know how Robert got there. I really don't. But again, I have to look at what he's come up in to see that's nice.
Okay, you were going down a timeline of the people that were in the docuseries. So you said the first guy, he said that he watched tapes with Rkelly. You don't believe that to be true. Drea claims that she didn't know about the women, and you're saying that she knew about his lifestyle. When it comes to other people in the docuseries, what is your overall view of it, of the other people in the docuseries?
Well, I feel like they're hurt. I feel like they were hurt because I guess they might have got tired, and I don't think that Robert. I think that they got tired of being in what they were in, and they weren't number one that they had hoped to be.
So and because they weren't the main chick.
Yeah. So, none of them should have been there if they'd have looked at the fact that the man was married.
Okay. So basically, what you're saying is they knew that he was married. They knew that there were other women. They agreed to start being in this lifestyle, but once they figured out that they could not be the main chick, they decided to depart, and that's really what this is derived around. Is that what I just want to summarize?
I mean, you got to look at. I mean, when you're standing on what's real and the truth, man, the man married. What you doing with him? Mm-hmm. When you mess with a married person, it's death. It's trouble.
Okay.
So what's happening? Trouble. You messing with a married man. You know he married. Regardless if he together with his wife or not. You ain't supposed to mess with married people. It's trouble. And so now you're looking for me to find some, to be compassionate about you being hurt when you're violating the vows of a marriage. So I have to stop there and say, okay, I can be compassionate about you because you were young. But you at that time were old enough. If you were being hurt, then your family should have got you. Robert ain't holding you like that. So I got to look at what's real. And what's real is when you're married, man. And you can't violate that. There should be a law for that.
Some saying that the girls are brainwashed, and that's why they're not going to their families. And that's the issue, that he's brainwashing them and he's holding them away from his family, that he's keeping them away from their families. That's kind of what the narrative of Surviving Rkelly is on the show. They're painting the narrative that the women can't leave. He's holding them. That's kind of what the picture that they're trying to paint. Even though they're saying,
I don't think that they. I don't think. I mean, if they couldn't leave, he'd be in jail right now. Because that's just you just don't hold hostages here in the United States of America. This is not one of them kind of countries that he'd be out there walking the streets every day. You see, they with him. What kind of power does he have? Now we're giving an illiterate person all this power.
Right.
You see, and now you're saying that I mean, that just says a lot for the medical term. Now, we have to relook at the medical terms of things now. You see, this man blows a whistle when people follow. Is that a hypnotic whistle he's blowing? You see what I'm saying? That's what you got to look at now. He's the Pied Piper. Follow me. Everybody follows. You see?
You keep bursting out with these songs. You said you was a singer. I feel like you just want to sing a song to us. So leave us with a song because you
that's
keep
Robert,
bursting
though.
out.
That's my memories of Robert. He walks and he sings. If he got a girl confused about something, if he mad, if he think he got to get to this girl, and she's giving him some stress, or he might be not having the grip he want, he ain't gonna argue with you. Robert ain't like he gonna sit down on this piano and he gonna, girl, I've been drowning myself in my own tears. That's her song. Now she going back. She got him again. He got her again. That's
so now she back hooked because he doesn't know her song.
The mama them calling and I'm okay, mama, I'm cool. Daddy got me. And they living in a good life. My objection with Robert is that you should put him in school. You should have him be man. You should have all your women. You should have them in college. They should be your lawyers, your doctors, and all that. If you got him like that, and he can have it like that, but you don't know what to do with him. So now he's got a bunch of angry young girls. When a woman's fed up, ain't nothing you can do about it.
I can't text this outburst of songs now.
That's Robert. Man.
Okay, so wrapping up, and I do appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, even though it got a little bit hostile, a little bit. I'm like, oh, that's what's happening right now.
I still myself. I'm emotional.
Yeah, it's all good. What takeaway do you want? Well, not what takeaway. Okay. So, giving everything that you know about the situation, the time that you shared working with him, what is a message? If he was watching this right now, what is something that you want to let him know or let the people know in final closing about the situation? What message do you have?
Well, I would like the only message I would have is to sit and talk with Robert and to tell him what's in my heart for him. And that's about it. He needs to just be still right now. Be still. Stop trying to fix things yourself. And just be still right now, because the more you do, the more you mess up. Because, again, I think that he's grown a lot in his intellect, but he's still the blind leading the blind, because everybody worked for him. And when they work for him, he tells them what to do. And he thinks his way is right. And Robert, you need to be still for him. Okay. All
right. Well, I guess we can wrap it up there. I do appreciate you taking the time to talk with me. Let the people know where they can find your book. If you want to shout out any of your social media, where they can find you, let them know all that.
I just do Facebook Messenger stuff, and my book is The Man Behind the Man, Looking from the Inside Out. It's on Amazon. It's on.
Hold it up. You got it in front of you, right? Hold it up to the camera.
You see that? I get a lot of good comments on it. One young lady's reading my book online, and I listened to her read it, and I was like, wow. She's like, it was amazing to watch, that it's like hearing your first song over the radio, so I'm getting a lot of great comments from it.
And where did you say they can pick it up at? Where can I get it?
Amazon. It's at Amazon. You just can put my name in there, or The Man Behind the Man. It's called Rkelly Tell All, but it's not really a tell all. It's an informative book, and hopefully it can bring some understanding to people, about.
And what do you want people to know about you? Because, like you said, there is a lot of people who have assumptions about you. There are a lot of people who have said different things in your regard. So what is it that you want to let people know about you in closing before we finally just end the interview?
Well, everybody can have their own opinion about me, but I'm not a bad guy. I made a bad decision. And I'm sorry for that, but I wake up every single day. And as long as he keep waking me up, I'm going to keep going on. And I hope that to be a better person and to be able to help people to get understanding about things. And I don't be around a lot of people since then. I sit to myself a lot because I'm Mr. Goody Two Shoes to people now, so you know that pushes people away from you. So,
okay. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I do appreciate it.
Thank you for being interested. But I want you to get my book because I want you to laugh. I want you to smile. I want you to cry. And I want you to feel what's in here. And we walked a path with Bernie Mac. We got a scene.
All right, y'all, man. We're going to pick this back up tomorrow, man. Does R. Kelly need therapy or prison, man? Y'all know what it is. It's Truth Be Told, allegedly, man. Backup page. We're going to end it out on R. Kelly's song, I Admit It. Tomorrow we're going to pick up with Azrael tomorrow night. See what her parents got to say, man. And this is a song by R. Kelly, I Admit It. He say, I admit it. I admit it, I admit it. I did it, I did it. Let's go.
I admit it, I admit it. I admit it, I did it. I admit it, I did. I admit it, I did it. I admit I'm a freak. Used to go to strip clubs every week. But who these niggas trying to say I am? Man, I'm not, and I put that on chief. I admit I fuck with all the ladies. That's both older and young ladies. But tell me how they call it pedophile because of that shit, that's crazy. You may have your opinions, entitled to your opinions. But really, am I supposed to go to jail or lose my career because your opinion? Yeah, go ahead and stone me. Point your finger at me.